Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jen with Jen's Organized Life, and today I want to help you set up your ultimate morning routine with just 5 easy steps. A lot of the YouTube channels that I see, they try to put every single thing imaginable into a morning routine. But I know that when I was a younger mom, and even in the recent years when my daughter was in high school, creating a morning routine, I needed it to be more specific to me. And I also needed to know how to actually create it. If I put all these elements into the morning routine, how was that going to look? How was that going to figure time wise? Would I be able to get everything in? And I feel like so many videos tell you how to do it, but they don't make it customizable to you. I want to help you have a very personalized morning routine that is going to apply to what is going on with your life and gives you the tools that you need so that you can structure your day and your night so that you can have the optimal morning experience. The first step to creating your ideal morning routine is to identify what you actually want to accomplish in the morning. Are you hoping to have time to work out? Do you want to have a little bit of time available to tidy up before you leave so that it's not like a tornado went through there when you get home? Would you like to be able to do some journaling or do a Bible study in the morning? Do you want to be able to prepare your meals before you leave and have a meal kit prepped, or even set up the crock pot and make sure that dinner's going to be ready when you get home? Maybe you want to take a nice long walk with your favorite fur baby, like mine right here. Or do you simply just want to be able to get out the door on time? Once you've identified the areas that are important to you to have in your morning routine, then you move on to the next step, working out your morning time frame. What time do I have to be at work? What time do my kids have to be at school? Or do I need to drop them at daycare? Or even what time do I have to get them to the bus? How long does it take me to get from their school to my office? How long does it take me to get ready in the morning? And if you have younger children, do they need your help to get ready in the morning? Will you need to make breakfast in the morning? Or are your children able to do that for themselves? Most of the time, people underestimate exactly how long that it takes for all of these different things in the morning. One of the best things that you can do for yourself is to take some time and really time how long it takes you to get everything done. How long does it take you to get ready, make breakfast, get everybody out the door on time, and then add a buffer to it, like about 15 minutes. This will allow you to have a little bit of grace period or a little grace time so that you can account for those unaccountable things, such as you're going out the door and the dog decides to barf up breakfast and now you have to clean that up. Or you get out the door, but your child has forgotten their lunch and you have to go back to the house and get it for them. I promise the likelihood of something like this happening is very high. So adding in that buffer will really alleviate some of that stress and give you a little bit more peace. Now, you know what you want to include in your routine, and you have a really good idea of how long everything is going to take. Did you stop and think, there's not enough time in the morning for me to get all of these things done? That's where the next step comes in, taking some of the mundane activities of the morning and doing them the night before you go to bed. Benjamin Franklin is quoted as saying, "Don't put off until tomorrow what you can do today." So look at your morning routine and see if there's anything that you can set out or do the night before that's going to save you time in the morning. Some of these things that you could look at are, can you make everybody's lunch the night before? Prepping a crock pot meal the night before, or prepping what you need to put into a meal kit the night before so that you can simply pull everything out. I have a meal kit video and I'll be sure to add a card in here for you so that you could check it out if you like. It's a way that I've saved a lot of time in the morning. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, please do so. I have a lot of great content already, And I've got a lot more coming up that I think you're really going to enjoy, especially if you like this video. Be sure to give this a thumbs up if you do. That's going to give me an idea of what kind of content you'd like to see from me in the future. Some other things that you can do the night before, and I have other videos on this as well, is that you can set out your own personal things, such as clothing, jewelry, makeup, and have everything laid out and ready to go for the next day. This will keep you from having to search for a favorite pair of earrings or looking for your favorite pair of pants and realizing that they're in the washing machine and you haven't thrown them in the dryer yet. Speaking from personal experience here. You also want to make sure that your kids have all of their stuff ready to go for the next day, especially with clothing. Making sure that they have their favorite pair of socks, making sure that they have all the pieces of their uniform that they may need, or making sure that you have found the flower lei that they're going to need for tomorrow because it's going to be Hawaiian Day. Again, speaking from personal experience. Going to do some journaling, or if you're planning to do a Bible study, make sure that you set out all those materials near your favorite chair. And then in the morning, you can simply grab your favorite cup of coffee that you prepared the night before, and you can sit there, you can relax, you can get your head into a calm, focused state. And speaking of a calm, focused state, maybe a workout does that for you. Set your workout clothes out at night for the next morning. For me, I always set mine out in the bathroom on my sink counter. So it's right there. I can't miss it. I can't act like it's not there. And I just will immediately go ahead and get it on. Saves me more time in the morning. The more things that you can automate to streamline your morning, the better. Now, this nighttime process could take you anywhere from, say, 30 minutes to an hour. However, it's going to save you all of that running around time in the morning so that you can have your routine down to just straight execution and limited chaos. To have a successful morning routine, you have to have the energy to be able to do it. So a good night's rest is so important. It takes the average person between 10 to 20 minutes to actually fall asleep once they get into bed. And if you're like 95% of the rest of us, we're scrolling on our phones. Let's act like we're not doing it. We are. And that can prolong that 10 to 20 minutes as well. And if you've got things like stress and anxiety, and let's face it, what parent doesn't, that also can add to that and make it harder to fall asleep. I've even heard that some people suggest that you do 30 minutes to an hour before the time that you actually want to fall asleep to be in bed to start that wind down process. It's really going to depend on what's going to work for you. If 20 minutes doesn't work, the next night maybe add 15 minutes to that. Get into bed 35 minutes before you're hoping to fall asleep. That way you can fall asleep right at the time that you need to and get the rest that you need. Then in the morning, you can simply get up and go for that morning routine. The fifth and final step of this process is to put all of this into practice and build your own morning routine schedule. So let's take the time to do the math with an example, and I promise it won't hurt, it'll be fun. The best way to start is to think about your destination in the morning and to work backwards. So for example, say you have to be at work by 8 a.m. and it takes you anywhere between 20 to 30 minutes to get to work from dropping off your kids at school or at daycare or even the bus. That puts the time frame at about 7:30. Now think of how long it takes you to drive from your home to the drop-off place for your child. Say that this is 10 minutes, and then add in about, say, 5 minutes for the drop-off line. If you've ever had to drop your kids off at school during the drop-off line, you know it can vary as to how quickly you're going to get through that line. So that's going to put you at about 7:15 of being in your car, pulling down the driveway, and heading to that destination. Next, let's factor in breakfast time and say brushing teeth. This could be anywhere from, say, 20 minutes to 30 minutes, depending on what you're having for breakfast. It could be something that's grab and go. And if you set things out the night before, it could definitely go a lot quicker as well. So let's say that it'll take about 30 minutes. Give yourself a little bit of a buffer, and then that's going to put your time frame to 6:45 for everybody being downstairs ready to go with having breakfast. Before that, everybody is getting up and getting dressed. Do your children need you to help them get ready in the morning? Maybe you need to factor in about, say, 20 minutes to help them get dressed. And that would put the time frame at about, say, 6:25. And then finally, you're going to sit and you're going to think, how long does it take me to get ready in the morning? You know how when you're on a plane and they advise you to put your own oxygen mask on first before you help others? It's kind of the same thing with getting yourself ready in the morning. If you can get yourself fully ready and then you can go help your other family members, it's going to go a long way to be a lot calmer and less chaotic because you're all ready. Now you got to get others ready. And if you're like me, it can take me a little bit of time to get ready in the morning because I'm a little higher maintenance than maybe others, but sorry, not sorry. I don't want to look like a zombie when I leave the house. So you need to take those things into consideration. If I have to wash my hair, I know that that's going to add at least 20 more minutes of styling my hair, drying it, and getting it ready versus days when I'm not going to be washing my hair. And so I need to factor those things in as well. I know for me personally, my personal getting ready can be anywhere from 2 hours to an hour and a half. And I know that could sound crazy to some people. I don't like to rush in the morning. I like to be able to get up, to take my shower, enjoy it, get myself ready, and not be rushing around all over the place. Because when I do, that's setting me up for the rest of the day of just having this anxiety and panic, which I don't want. And that's what you don't want as well. That's why you want to be able to create your own morning routine. If you were getting your children ready at, say, 6:25, and it might take you an hour and 25 minutes to get yourself ready, that means you would need to be waking up at 5 a.m. and trying to avoid hitting the snooze button. But you won't need to hit the snooze button because you got a good night's sleep the night before and you set things out so that when you woke up in the morning, there was a peace about you where you're thinking, I've got this set out. I don't have to worry about where my pants are. I don't have to worry about where my kid's uniform is. I know the lunches are already made. Breakfast stuff is already set out, ready to go. The kids have their backpacks by the back door, and their shoes are there too. And I can just get up and go about my morning and have it be a nice, peaceful routine. And because you've worked out this timeline, you also knew that you wanted to get 7.5 hours of sleep. And if you have to wake up at 5 a.m., that means you have to be asleep by 9:30. And like we talked about before, if it takes you between 10 to 20 minutes to fall asleep or longer, you may have to get into bed, say, by 9 o'clock. And a bonus tip for you, if you'd like to take this to the next level, is that you can set alarms on your phone to go off at all of these different morning milestones so that you can make sure that you're staying on task. My daughter has ADHD, and this is something that we've done with her over the years. And now that she's 18 and going to college, she still does this. I still hear her alarms going off when she's about to walk out the door. So on your phone, and I'll do a screenshot so you can see this, on your phone, you can set numerous alarms to go off, and you can even change the name of them. So you could put 5 a.m. wake up. You could put 6:25 help the kids get ready. You could put one in there for 6:45 be downstairs for breakfast. You could set one at 7:10 instead of the 7:15 to give yourself a 5-minute reminder of we need to be backing out of the driveway and leaving the house in exactly 5 minutes. And that will help you stay on task in the morning. And you can even set these to be reoccurring. and have them go off every day of the school week. Or if you want to set up alarms on the weekend to be a little different, maybe you know your kid has a practice every Saturday, and you want to get that set, you could set up that as well. If you can take away a few suggestions that I've made today and it's going to make a difference in your morning, then I'm thrilled that I could share that with you. Again, thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment if you like, let me know some suggestions of videos you'd like to see. This is Jen wishing you a blissfully calm morning and a happy routine.